Me and you, we're the ground team. We're the ones that incarnated into the density of this realm to contribute towards making a shift from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, or however you want to label it, from dark to light. I want to share some passages from this book. It is the job of the ground team to accept the reality of what exists, then to look through and beyond the global situation, lay the foundations of the new paradigm, and aid in birthing it into manifested reality. Let me read a little bit before that, actually. With all the disinformation, mind control, and governmental super snooping capabilities, it seems even more redundant that so many can be so unaware or in such deep denial. Even the opposition is amazed at its success. Thus, they are engaged in seeing just how much can be paraded before your eyes without your awareness being triggered. It is a phenomenal experience to observe this continue to progress. And then it says, and I'm going to read it again, it is the job of the ground team, me and you, to accept the reality of what exists, then to look through and beyond the global situation, lay the foundation of the new paradigm, and aid in birthing it into manifested reality. You've got to look through the propaganda, the false flags, the lies of the mass media, the manipulation, the occult symbolism. That's my water, hydrogenated. We're the ground team. This is one of the most powerful books I've read. Handbook for the New Paradigm, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Let me read you another part that I chose. This is page 112 from volume 1. There is a difference between attachments and addictions. This is for you to discern, and now is the time to release the addictions. You must ask yourself what it is that you think must remain in your experience and what it would be pleasant to have but not absolutely necessary. You'll be surprised if you take a few moments to make even a brief list of your technological wonders and contemplate what life will be like without them. You will then be prepared for your not so distant future. That sentence there hit me when I first read it. You will then be prepared for your not so distant future. This is not to say that to plan to provide for the basic necessities is addiction rather than wisdom. Here again, ask for your discernment. Page 113. It is unfortunate that it has to proceed this far into the levels of suffering before the consciousness becomes vulnerable and desperate enough to pause and reflect that as enough is enough. Perhaps now, enough can be reached with the desire to bring the situation to an end, to be willing to accomplish it for a total change of ingrained habitual reactions. The fact that we're at such a tipping point, so much suffering, this book is suggesting that the chaos, the turbulent times which Nostradamus predicted 400 years ago, this period that we're in right now, this very holy war that's about to happen and is erupting right now, nuclear war, silent weapons, energy attacks from weapons on the streets like lampposts and towers, the food and water, we have to work so hard to purify our water. The weaponization of the media, shows like EastEnders showing us deep racist stories just before in the UK, suddenly all of the race riots happen in the summer. They're programming us with what I would call MK Ultra, but this is mass MK Ultra. These are the real weapons right now. And we as the ground team have to be able to discern all of that, stay grounded, stay peaceful, stay sane, to be honest, stay isolated a lot of the time, and keep polishing the tarnished mirror of our lives. Our lives are like a mirror, and every day through karmic things, it becomes a bit more tarnished and tarnished. To have a faith, to have a connection to God, to Allah, to Muhammad, to Sai Baba, to Yoshua, to the Rastafari spirit, to the mystic law as a Buddhist, to Jah, to have faith and to work on that every single day means to polish that mirror so that that mirror starts to reflect back to you the true entity of life. If your mirror is tarnished, then the reflection in your environment becomes tarnished back to you. In Buddhism, we call this eshofuni. The self and the environment are reflecting always. Take a look in your life, and next time a situation happens, is the environment in some way, shape or form reflecting what's happening in the internal? I've only got one more page today. Let me have a little read of this. Okay, this is page 21, volume 1, and it's the first. This is basically a man channeling energies that he believes are here to help us and to contribute. Now, take it or leave it, whether you think it's entities, the presence of God, whether he's mad and he's just writing. The words are so powerful and I'm finding so much truth in them and it's guiding me so much. So this is a book I can't recommend enough. I'm not getting paid at all for any of this. I'm just sharing my heart. But he's basically, each book is a bunch of channels, basically. So this is part of it. So there's no author on the book. There's no author. It's just a handbook for the new paradigm. So number 1, volume 1. It is time now for the people on earth to begin preparing for the planned changes in earnest. Many prophecies have been given to you, so many as to be confusing. This has made it possible for most to do nothing because this has made it possible for most to do nothing because how could they prepare for so many different possibilities? It is imperative to begin with the most basic steps. Consider what are the most basic needs of man in the particular climate region that you live in. Where you are with winter coming on, could it be food, water, shelter, and warmth? If warmth could be critical, it should be addressed. Let us take a hypothetical example of an earth change, a disaster. Suppose there was an especially severe winter storm in your area. This would be a storm that involved high winds, extreme cold, and quantities of blowing and drifting snow. The electrical power would of course be cut. Even if it was available, it would be unavailable to you unless there was a gas-powered fireplace. Without electricity, you could not cook on your electric stove. There would be no electric lights. The street would be impassable and probably telephone lines would be out, so you could contact no one. What would be your plan? Have you even thought one possibility through to this extent? I suggest that you have at least basic emergency supplies available at home or perhaps in your auto, as you are seldom anywhere without it being close. A camp stove with fuel, some canned or dehydrated food, sleeping bag, and most importantly of all, water. Be sure all is in working order. Test them to be sure you know how to use them. See that all parts are there. Know what it is that you do. And then this is the last part for me and you. Thank you for just listening to me as I read a moment from one of these powerful books. And I've got so many books. I love reading. I try and read about 4 books a month. That's my aim always. This book is one that is, whenever I open it, it's exactly what I need to hear. And I've only ever experienced that once before, and it was with The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. And yes, I know it was on New York's Time, which is a Rockefeller, Rothschild's newspaper. So it was no doubt a piece of new age bullshit, really. But at the time, it was so powerful to me. And whenever I opened it, it was exactly what I needed. And even if it is new age bullshit, there's still so much power we can take if you're watching it through the Buddhist lens or through your higher perspective, or you're able to discern what you need to and take the truth. But before this gets to 10 minutes, let me end this. None are placed who do not have the ability to accomplish their mission. Come on, baby, me and you, none of us. None are placed who do not have the ability to accomplish their mission. If you trust the knowledge that there is indeed an overall plan, a larger picture, someone's protecting us, the mystic law. If you trust the knowledge that there is indeed an overall plan, a larger picture, and that it will succeed, we will succeed, then our own courage and faith will be less likely to falter. Trust the plan. And I'm not talking about no QAnon, trust the plan, wait for Jesus and Donald Trump to save the world. Trust the plan in your own faith. Trust the fact that we incarnated for a reason. So trust the plan and pay no attention to the day-to-day details. Yeah, because everything coming out, PDD, all of this, yeah. Yes, observe it. Yes, speak on it. Yes, do your truth, but understand it's all part of the plan of the deepest transformations. Trust the plan and pay no attention to the day-to-day details. This knowingness will be your rock on which to lean, your touchstone of faith. Handbook for the New Paradigm, 23rd of September, 2004, Indigo. Thank you for being here. Just here brushing my beard, getting ready for a good sleep. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.